seconds. 30 seconds. Get out of your chair and go meet somebody you don't know. Hurry up. 30 seconds.
Slots available. It'll be from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Woohoo! Yay! All right, let's welcome our first time guests. Anyone first time being at a team meeting? Anyone? Go ahead and stand up. We're gonna have some mic runners. Mic runners, mic runners. Liz, do we have a mic? Hold on, we want you to introduce yourselves.
Dana Roberts.
You won't hear yourself as for the people online. Yeah, who you are and how long you've been in real estate.
Dana Roberts. We'll say for a decade.
Woohoo! And she's a rock star.
I think it's definitely not real estate. I will be in like 2 weeks, but it's kind of college.
Wait a minute, Kevin is so humble. So he graduated from Virginia Tech with a degree in real estate. Woohoo! So he's gonna be a rock star.
Oh, I'm happy. I passed my exam, so trying to figure out where to go. But this is great.
Love it.
Hi, I'm Brenda Smith. I'm here. Just getting started today with my first.
Love it. Woohoo! Love that. Okay, got someone else? Yes?
I'm Kim, and I've been, I was and now I've been licensed here in North Carolina since September.
Wonderful. Woohoo!
Colorado Springs.
Love it, Benji. Love it. Welcome, welcome. I love that all of these people that used to be licensed somewhere else are now coming to North Carolina and joining Keller Williams Valentine. It just speaks volumes. And we have one more that's first time at our Keller Williams Valentine meeting.
Hi, Stacy Sauls. We transferred over here in April, and I should have been in a team meeting before, but I'm here today. I
Woohoo!
always end up just working, but I'm here today and good energy, so thank you.
Yay! All right, bucket fills. Who has a bucket fill? Anyone have a bucket fill this week for anyone? Or just gratitude? Yeah, Michelle's got one. If Michelle and Mike.
Hi, guys. I just want to thank all the coaches because they did a phenomenal job last Wednesday. We had James Shaw. We had a panel. We had a lot of agents engaged, and all the coaches ran the whole thing, and they did a magnificent job. So just very, very thankful to be surrounded by such wonderful talent. So.
Love it, Michelle. Thank you. Whoop, whoop. There's seats up front, too, for all those coming in a couple minutes late.
Michelle and Robin for our last social committee meeting. They're just full of really fun ideas and really helping me leverage out a lot of awesome things that are coming up for all of you. So thank you for your support.
Yay, you're so welcome. Yeah, Josh.
So two, Nicole McAllister yesterday for the AI class, anybody that was there, utilizing ChatGPT for pricing strategies is really good. Also, Adam Sellers for stepping in yesterday to help with the listing mastermind. I think we're going to be doing it on the 7th, July 7th.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Woo! Anyone else have gratitude? I love this time. All right. We want to thank our vendors today. They're all out there waiting for you to come and say hello. Anybody in the room? Yes, they are. They're in the room. I see them. Please stand up and be acknowledged. Home Inspection Carolina, Russo Homes, Moose Residential, and Matney Home. Woo-hoo-hoo. Y'all, please. Yes. Hi. Love you. Thank you. Make sure that you go out, you introduce yourselves, and you know who our vendors are. They do so much on the back end that we just don't see them doing. So please be there and introduce yourself. You know, we just appreciate you all so much. So thank you for that. All right. Our in-house, Jennifer, are you here? Jennifer. Okay. Our partner, Carolina Homes and Auto Insurance, Jennifer Barnesworth, does a ton with us as well. And then, there we go. Oops, sorry. All right, Carolina Gold, Teresa and Billy, you guys got some fun things today. Come on up. Everybody got a lottery ticket? Raise your hand if you didn't get one. I'll take it. I love it.
Get something out, scratch off your,
Everybody get one?
One left.
Yeah, well, yeah, two left. Look here, Robin.
Oh, no, I'll hear it. Who?
Robin and Darren. No, go ahead, play.
Play.
Okay. So I'm Teresa Green. Vanna.
Too modest. I am Billy.
And we have a exciting announcement for you. So starting today, we would love to have a shot at your buyer clients, and we have got an offer that you can't refuse. So first of all, who won? Anybody scratch off?
Scratch off, scratch off.
Getting over 10 points, you got to split it.
It's a rest of a violation, right?
You want $1? Okay. Hey.
First winner.
I love this. This is great. Hey,
Sound of money.
the sound of money.
Exactly.
$1.
Two winners.
2 winners. Who else? How much? $2.
It's going up, guys.
Anyone else? All right.
Okay.
All right, let's keep going.
So behind those $1 winners, we're going to add a couple more zeros. We have got an offer.
$10? Woo!
All right.
How much?
$4.
That's the big money so far. Okay, sorry nobody got to retire today, but anyways, back to selling real estate. So we have like a half a dozen winners. Yay! Don't say we never gave you anything. Starting today, any buyer clients that you will get to us that have been how much?
$2. Good
You
job.
guys are slow. Like if someone gives me a ticket, I'm like, yeah. I've already spent my $2. Starting today, any buyer clients you will bring to us that are pre-approved elsewhere, we will give them $100 gift card, Visa gift card, just to get a shot at their business.
So we are your lender partner, as you know. We are here to help make your lives easier. And starting today through the end of July, they have to give us a pre-approval letter. They have to give us an LE or a loan estimate so we can see what they've been pre-approved for, that they've truly been pre-approved, and apply with us. So again, no strings attached, whether we do the deal or not. We will give them a $100 Visa gift card. So you
Wow.
guys can look like a hero, help your clients get $100 free money, and hopefully we will be able to persuade them to utilize our services. So we sit right here. We would love, we've worked with a bunch of you, but we'd love to work with more of you more often. So that is our little prize for you. If we wind up closing the deal, we will give $1,000 lender credit back to them. So again, we just want the pre-approvals and nothing happens. We would love to close business. So, Billy, anything you want to add or stuff?
I mean, how can you add to that? I mean, yeah, if you refer your customers over to us to do a pre-approval for them, they get $100. You're the good guy. And if you close them, they get $1,000 credit. That's win-win-win right there.
And your lives become much easier. So
There you go. So.
All right.
Coming up on July 2nd, next Wednesday, we have our Mortgage 101 training. Up in here, it's pop-up. No need to sign up. Stop on in.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Let's give it up for him. Woo!
I'm gonna ask my friend Judy to say 2 words on my behalf because I have known Judy.
Oh, I love it.
Well, yeah. More, I actually helped Judy with her first house when she was fine, and we had a friendship met through Lisa Satterfield, and we are still friends. And Judy referrals our way, and I just asked her to give 2 seconds of
Judy Siggins with the office here. And as Teresa mentioned, she has been a phenomenal resource to my clients over the years. When you're looking for someone to get it done, and sometimes you need it done really, really quick, that's a great option, as well as the ease spot responses, because like in our world, we need that pretty quickly at times. So if you're looking for someone easy to make the process go really smooth for you, she's your person. Carolina Gold has been a great resource and continue to use them. I hope you guys do too, and give them that chance.
Thank you. Thank you so much. What a great testimony. All right, Mega Camp is coming up in August. Some of you have heard is like, oh, I can't go, I can't afford it, whatever the excuse is, it's okay. And there is a way that you can go for free. So all you have to do is invite a guest. Please don't wait till a week before to ask a guest to go hang out with you for a week in Austin. That might be, or San Antonio, might be a little weird. Start working on them now. If you have a co-op agent, we have agents right now that have given me names. Really, like, I would love to come to Mega Camp. Let me check with the spouse. Let me check with the family. It's not that hard. They have to do 3 million or more productions. If you're not sure where they are production wise, let me know. I'll check that. Not only do they go for free, but your ticket is also paid for. $1,000 value back to you to go hang out with top level mega agents throughout the country, learn from them. So if it's something that you're interested in, let me know. I can help you get it. And yeah, you get to go as well. Yes, they can. Yes, thank you, Jess. They can also, yes, this is now PWRI, that they'll actually buy one get one free black tickets as well. So if they're like apprehensive, it's like, oh, I don't know that I can go, I can do that. But if a friend could come with me, then sure I would go. It makes it easier for them. And I tell you what, they do all the heavy lifting all once they get there. I have about an 80% conversion rate of agents that end up going to Family Reunion or Mega Camp. They end up joining Keller Williams. They just don't know what they don't know because they're not in our world. They've never experienced our world. And when they experience our world, it's literally mind-blowing. They self-discover all on their own. It's not a hard recruiting. It's not a hard close. They close themselves. So it's an opportunity to build your downline as well. So I encourage you to do that. Keep an eye on this coming up. Chip Walton is doing weekly calls, 7:45 to 8 o'clock every day from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We do our Monday kickoff mindset call as well. He's doing all agents on the first and third Thursday of every month, and then also private. There, gotten your invites for those. What a great way to kick off the day every single day. And we all should be up by 7:45, just saying. All right, CMA workshop. So right now, more than ever, this is super, super important. July 1st with our own Jim is teaching this class, 10 to 12. Super important that you're in this class. If you're not sure how to do a CMA, we used to be able to go into a listing. We didn't have to have a CMA. We didn't have to have real data or anything. It's just they're going to like me. They're going to list with me. That's just not the case anymore. So you want to be as educated as possible going into these appointments, and Jim is one of the very best. So mark your calendars for that. All right. Oh, Keith James tomorrow. Who's all signed up for Keith James tomorrow? Woo! Oh my gosh, everybody in this room should be, unless you're going on a listing appointment or another appointment of the sort. But anyway, Keith James, absolutely amazing. 11 to 2. Please, please, please make an effort to be here. Let's fill that from, I think we have 70 people already, Liz, right?
So this morning, we were right about 80 people.
Okay, all right, and we can fit about 100, so
So yeah, reach out to me if you guys have any difficulties with the sign up. I will be around. So
yeah, we'll turn the air down. And on Thursday, so our Wealth Building Club, their kickoff meeting, is Miranda here by chance? Miranda, come on up. You want to talk a little bit about this? So exciting. Anybody got a mic?
Hi, everybody. If you follow me on social media, I've probably been so annoying about this event because we're really excited to launch our Wealth Building Club this Thursday here at the training room, 2 p.m. Clarissa Skinner has grown over 1,000 words. She knows so much about investing, science, investments, she teaches we're super excited to have her. Following the event will be a happy hour, so it'll be a seminar from 2 to 3:30, and then following that, we're going to go to O&B Copper, and White Property Management will be sponsoring our first happy hour, where you can network and actually talk the deals that you just learned about in the seminar. And then I wanted to go ahead and plug in next month's event. Our own Arlen Legg, Rita Beaufort, Sadie, we're going to have panel 8 house flippers up in Charlotte and things. Come learn about how to become an investor, how to work with investors, and grow together in your investment portfolios.
I love it. And just know, like, if you have no investing like experience whatsoever, and you're sitting there and you're like, I don't even know how to, I'm going to pay the light bill, right? Does that see someone that's in it, right? Please do not be discouraged from coming. I have seen things happen in this room, you guys, when these people get together, and all of a sudden it's like, well, I have the money, you have the deal, then let's get together. Where that person didn't have money, they knew about a deal, and things happen, and they get together and they split 50. Now all of a sudden that person that literally had nothing, nothing, years from now, multi-millionaires because of sitting in rooms like this that Miranda, James, and Mike are creating, all of you. So this is exclusive to KW Valentine. That's what makes the Valentine difference. And we're just gonna, oh yeah, events, yes. Bring them. Yeah, what we'll find is that they won't be in the Facebook group too, because that's where all the deals are happening, right? And but we're like, no, that's really Valentine. If you want to get in that Facebook group, strategic that way. All right, Jules, Leah, come on up. Yay! Whoop, whoop, whoop. Rocking the red shoes today. I love it.
My name is Leah.
I'm Jules.
We are your in-house marketing team. We have an exciting update for you today. So Keller Williams Valentine is coming to you with added tech support coming July 1, and that would be our friend Rob here.
Woo!
So Rob will be available schedule will be out soon, but Rob will be available from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Thursday for all your tech needs. Can I get one more?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you would tell me what Rob can help with, and I would love for you to introduce yourself after that.
Yeah, so if you need help getting your forms into DocuSign, if you need help even logging into Command, to getting them, your contacts imported into Command and on smart plans. So think about anything in KW Command essentially that you would ask answers.kw.com, but you have someone in person to ask that as well.
Yeah, and Rob, if you don't mind, tell me about your background in tech. I would love to hear what you did in the radio world and who you work for now.
So right now I'm working for Sean McGovern. I'm his admin director of operations. Before I got into real estate, I still do also part-time work for a radio show in the area. It was used to be called the Ace and TJ Show. Now it's called TJ and
Casual.
Dragons. And on the show I was Tech D Rob. So clearly I know tech. So I'm ready to help and excited to get started.
So excited. Thank you, Rob. And then to tell you guys even more. So right, Keller Williams model does usually have in-house tech, which is awesome. Of course, KW Valentine provides that at a different level. Brokerages won't have. Marketing. That's what we'll continue to do. It's helping you get more referrals from your sphere. So you can still meet with us if you need help with marketing. Referrals to the sphere, marketing. I'll go over that in a second here. You can scan this. It'll be on our website and we'll announce it as well, but that's how you can book with us for free. So we will offer capper coaching and you on the strategy to implement your business, or we can leverage it. So again, if you want to grab that QR code right there, that'll be our new link. Okay, so that is a new link to book with us. And I will send that out on the KWB Facebook and email it out to everyone and verse you guys on this transition. We'll help you through all that. You can go to the last slide for me. Just to give you an idea of what we'll be helping with. An idea of here. We're going to be focusing and helping you. Again, this is what we do currently, but really focusing on getting more referrals from more listings, right? And we do that through email touches, social media, video, listings, branding, ads, and mailers, right? So we're going to really be able to hone down and help you guys leverage all of that. Take the business. Hey, if you guys have any questions, all of this moves forward. How tech can help, but very exciting that you guys can plug into these services for the second half.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, Michelle, any coaching updates?
Hey guys, just a couple quick announcements. Yassine told us this morning that there was a major data breach with Google. He highly recommended that you guys might want to be changing your passwords. And he said, including your social media passwords. So he pretty much has been our Google expert. So I'm just passing that on. He just let us know about that last minute today. So passing that on to you guys to take a look at that. So I know that, and he said also with your Apple too. So I know that I was getting some weird messages this morning asking for my code. So I don't know for what it's worth. Look into it for yourself. The other big announcement I want to announce is that fall is coming back to Valentine. And let me tell you, we are super excited. I'm going to get y'all way ahead of the game here because we're going to have the kickoff the end of September. We don't know the exact date yet. It's going to be 6 sessions and it's going to be all through the month of October. So they're doing 2 sessions in the fall and we elected to be in the early one, which was sold out, right? Because I want you guys in bold, pumped up through October, and that will totally influence the rest of your year and the first quarter. Because you guys know how it gets, right? And normally, when I was a team leader for 10 years now, most of my top producers are in that one because they want to push hard because they're kind of tired toward the end and they're pushing hard. And so all of you guys want to be prepared to sign up for that. So save your money, let you know now because y'all are crushing it all over the place. So have plenty of money by the time we need you to sign up. Okay.
All right, thanks, Michelle. And if you're a coach in this room, will you just please stand up and be acknowledged? Thank you. Come on, where are you? Dave's back there. Come on, yay! Woo woo! Dave's like, yeah, and I love your shirt, Dave. Inside. Um, All right, Family Fun Day, please mark the calendars. August 2nd from 10 to 2. We are going to have lawn games, bouncy houses, food trucks, space painting, so much more. Please mark your calendar. We'd love for you to come out and enjoy a fun day here, and it's going to be right out here on our lawn. All right.
Quickly, if that QR code was too small over there, I will post it on Facebook for you guys so you can easily sign up. So
What
just wanna
that
let
too
you
small is, I don't know.
know. Eh.
What QR code? All right, office closed next Friday, July 4th. So we hope that you are going to be spending time with family, friends, loved ones, and just enjoy your day. Of course, office you can always get in. We will not. All right, let's go ahead and bring up our panel while I talk about this. If Sherry, Jay, Stacy, and David would come on up. But as they're coming up, I want to talk a little bit around this. Wednesday, July 16th and Wednesday, July 23rd, list to last. Gary is going to spend from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. It's going to be on video, so they're live streaming it, but it will be live. You will not want to miss this. I mean, Gary's been in every single market there is. He's been in markets of 20% interest rates down to 2% interest rates. He's seen the highs, he's seen the lows. He probably studies the market anything. So this is an opportunity. You do not register. We will get the links out to you, but you want to make sure you're out for that. All right? Questions on that? We will be live streaming it too during that time as well. We may bring some food in or some fun things. So, all right, let's welcome our panel, Sherry, Stacy, David, and Jay. Woo woo! All right, now I know how to fill the room. That's, you what? Oh, she does? All right, David. Actually, I should have started with Jay. Go ahead, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in the business.
Absolutely. David Seabor, been a proud member of the real estate community for 9 years. Previous to that, I was in the 15 years working as an agent with a virtual assistant and a transaction coordinator.
Great morning. I've been in the business since 1991, and I joined Keller Williams Valentine in October of 2020, and there's no other place I'd rather be.
Aw, Sherry started real estate when she was 5, by the way.
I was gonna
Like,
sitting here feeling like I was seasoned until that happened. My name's Dwight. I've been in real estate. This is my 20th year. I've been with Keller Williams since 2010. We run a team and we have an office outside of the market center, but we do property management, we do home services, we do mortgage and sell a bunch of houses.
love it.
Stacy Sauls. I've been with Keller Williams since October 2011, and I was a prior real estate paralegal before, so I've only been with Keller Williams because I learned when I worked with the attorney's office which ones were actually trained and knew what they were doing, so it was really easy for me. So been here, not going anywhere. Thank you.
Yay! All right, so when I was thinking about this panel, I thought about the listings and how important listings are right now, but not only listings, but pricing the listing the right way and also condition of the listing. So I came up with 3 different categories: getting the listing sold, and then actually the client experience for repeat business. So let's start with getting the listing. So what's one question you always ask the seller to build trust and uncover the motivation? So how do you get to that motivation and create that trust right from the beginning of meeting with, because you may only have that one opportunity and there may be 5 other agents behind you for a listing appointment.
Yeah, so it really starts with the pre-listing phone call that I have. I find that the nuggets that I need to have a successful appointment really begin in that initial conversation, understanding why they're moving, because I know that if there's strong enough motivation, that they're going to do whatever it takes to sell the listing. I think when I was a new agent, I came in thinking that I had to have all the answers. What I've really come to learn and appreciate, I think through Keller Williams, I think I've become a student of Phil Jones, really asking powerful questions to help me understand what's important to my clients. I want them to be the owners of the outcomes that they ultimately decide to pursue. If they're great outcomes, I want them to be the hero of their own stories. At the same time, if they make a poor decision, I want them to own it. Because I think it makes it easier for us to stay in relationship with them as opposed to us providing bad guidance or bad direction. It's, all right, you selected this outcome or this path. If it's working, fantastic. If it's not the right answer, what are the other options that we can pursue to go ahead and get the outcome that you're looking for?
Awesome. Sherry.
I want to say, first of all, that I'm from a much smaller area than a lot of you are. I live in Shelby, North Carolina, so some of my tactics are going to be a little bit different than some of yours. Whenever I'm having that initial phone call or meeting this person in person, I've lived in Cleveland County my whole life, so I usually know someone they know. And whenever you start talking to them and you start uncovering their motivation, if you can build some rapport with them, with mutual friends or clients, family members, that's always a good place to start. For me, at least anyway. Knowing their neighbors, knowing the neighborhood around them. You know, I've sold 3 houses in your neighborhood over the last 2 years, that kind of thing. And just like David said, you know, letting them know what the expectations are. And if they make a mistake, let them own it. I had to have an unpleasant conversation with the seller about open house yesterday. So, you know, just pointing out things and doing it in a subtle but gentle way, and just let them know what their expectations of you are going to be, and vice versa.
Well, how important is it for everybody to know that Sherry's in Shelby? Like, I mean, come on. Like how many of you want to go to Shelby? No, I love it. Jay.
So I agree with David. A lot of this is uncovered with great questions. And I think the earlier that you start, the better it is. So some of the best questions that I've had or used or heard are, so like, tell me what we're trying to accomplish. Like, what are your goals here? At the end of the day, we're going to be at the closing table. What has to happen for you to feel really great about this experience? What was your last experience like? What did you like about it? What did you not like about it? What was your last agent doing or not doing that you thought they shouldn't be doing or should be doing? Right. I'm getting the answers to the test by asking these type of questions.
Yeah, I love the one. What has to happen that you're at the closing table and you say this was an amazing experience? So you're getting that up front. So you already know that expectation, what has to happen. Yeah, great.
For me, it's all about motivation because I want to mitigate the risk to my company from a business perspective. So I want to know, are they motivated before I dump however much marketing money into something? So that's first and foremost. Aside from that, make it all about them because you've already done the hard part, which is get in front of them. Sometimes we talk them into not hiring us because we talk too much about us, if that makes sense. And if you lead the conversation about them and you're able to fill their needs, they don't care if you sold 1 house or 500. You're going to get the listing.
Oh, Stacey, I love that because sometimes I hear with new agents, especially, it's like, how am I going to get a panel like this if I'm going into a listing company? But what I just heard you say is, you know, you're asking great questions. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
If I've never sold a house in your listing, think about how much time and energy I'm going to sell this house with.
Right.
And that's how you compete with agents selling.
Yeah, love that. All right. So right now, of course, I think we hear value a lot going on in that word, value. You got to establish your value proposition, your value. How are you differentiating yourself from any other agent when you go into a listing to have that appointment?
Okay. So it goes back to those questions. What's important to them? Because you could be vomiting your value on them about how many houses you've sold and they don't care, right? You could be vomiting about your marketing and they don't care because they have to sell the right price and be here next week, right? So it's what do they need? When do they need it by? How can you make it easy on them to get it? My listing my listing appointments are 20 minutes long. And the reason is because I will talk them into not hiring me. I will talk too much. I will talk too fast and their brain starts spinning. They have no idea what I said. So I just keep it short to the point. What do you need? How can I help you get it in the shortest amount of time?
Wonderful. Who else? Anyone else want to add to that? That's it. Okay, wonderful. Yep.
With days on market, a lot of price reductions. So how do you handle pricing objections and unrealistic seller expectations right now? in the market?
So actually, this is that we paid, right? We've sold 5 houses that we've had to do price reductions on.
That you did have to do price reductions on. Okay.
So I think there's an interesting conversation here. Because, you know, I came up like never taking overpriced listing, and yet most of them are overpriced. There's a dynamic there that like you can be talking yourself out of business, or you can be not taking a listing and somebody else is going to take it, do a price reduction and sell it. And so there's a loss of revenue that comes along with having this rigid, like I'm not going to take a listing. The question is, are you willing to be reasonable when we find out how the market reacts? So like,
Oh, everybody write that down. I saw a lot of heads go down to write that.
that really is the question. Like, are we on the same team? Are we in alignment?
Are you willing to be reasonable?
Yeah, we feel like this is a good price together, but then are we willing to be reasonable with each other when the market?
Okay.
I talk to clients a lot about there's more than one way to win in the sale of your home. What is the best course of action for you? And I think it comes back to our original answers about motivation. Like what I find is right now, there's some buyers and some sellers out there that really want certainty. I feel like that level of certainty is higher now than I felt in a long time. And typically, if you want certainty, there's going to be some cost associated with that certainty. So if you're a buyer wanting to buy a property first weekend on the market, you're probably going to have to pay a different price than if it's on the market 60 days from now or 30 days from now. So just again, asking them, is the numbers most important? Is it having peace of mind of getting the schools that you're looking for? Is it you not being in this limbo situation? And it's only by asking those questions, talking the least amount, listening the most, that you're able to find out what's truly most important. Because what I find is people sometimes have an idea of what they think they should answer or how they should answer a question, but it's not until you ask the second or third or fourth follow-up question that you truly understand what's most important to them.
David, and I love what you said about that, because I think as agents, we all feel going into that appointment that what's most important to the seller? Price, money, net. And in reality, as you just said, that might not be the most important, yet we already come in with this preconceived idea of what's the most
Sometimes it
important.
changes too.
Right.
During the course. Like everybody starts off talking about price, and then all of a sudden at some point it's like, let's get it sold.
Right, right.
I also think you need to explain it so that they can understand it. So pricing, if pricing is an elevator, is the market going up or is it going down? And a lot of times they don't know. And so we say, look at these price reductions. The pricing in your neighborhood is going down. The elevator is going down. Do you want to price it right and sell on the 44th floor? Or would you rather wait and we settle at the 20th floor?
Good stuff. Good stuff. Sherry, anything you want to add to that?
The only thing that I really wanted to add was before I go in with our market's very quirky right now. That's the only way I know how to explain it in my area. And, you know, study the area, the price range you think it's going to be in, study the days on market, study the price reductions that have had to occur and the list to sales price ratio to prepare the seller to price the home appropriately to begin with.
Wonderful. So,
One last thing.
yeah, absolutely.
So like, we talk about this a lot, but you get what you price. So if you price for negotiations, you're going to get negotiations. If you price to attract buyers, you're going to attract buyers, right? You truly do get what you price for.
Another line that's really helped me too is just explaining that real estate is ultimately an auction. In like American culture, like we're trained in a retail setting to pay posted price or sales price, and that's it. Yet when I walk sellers through that and I say, this is truly an auction, if you can create value and by value pricing it correctly, the market will show up in a big way. And if we have the market data to support, all right, like this market has provided spot on pricing, like undervalue and like close prices that are above list prices, and then also close prices that are below original list price. Again, make the seller the hero to their own story and choosing the price that they want to go to market with.
Thank you. Do any of you use pre-listing packets or videos? Can you tell us how you use those, what does that system look like, what's included? Go ahead, anyone can start who actually has pre-listing package.
Okay. Love to send a pre-listing because that's how we keep our appointments really short, right? So that's anything we want to tell them about our marketing, how many houses we've sold, reviews, whatever. We want them to review that so that we don't have to sit there in front of them and go page by page. So that's how we get in, make it about them, ask if they've reviewed the packet. Ta-da! We'll send it to anybody that wants to see it.
Wonderful. Do you do that 24 hours before, or what's the standard for that?
As soon as we set the appointment. So even if
Okay.
it's a week out, you're going to get it immediately because
Okay.
we want them to know our response time is really quick, and that's how we're going to be for the entire transaction.
Oh, I love that. Okay. You email it to them or hand deliver?
How they want to be communicated with. Sometimes both. I know it's a little overkill, but like we want them to know communication is going to be top notch.
Okay, great. Thank you. Jay?
We've got different options. So we use pre-listing boxes. It's crinkly paper, swag, all the stuff, and then a folder with information in it. We do digital as well. Some of our agents are doing a really great job with video, sending almost like a video. Hi, here's me. Here's a little bit of background kind
Oh,
of stuff.
Love it.
And that builds connection
Immediately.
before you walk in the door. And that's a big piece of listing a home.
Okay. Anyone else do pre-listing packets?
Mine looks similar to David's, and I try to hand deliver it if it's any way possible. Like they said, just as soon as I set the appointment, I like to hand deliver it. Also put, face contact with that person, even if it's only minutes. I know you're getting ready for dinner. I know you've got a hectic evening. I'll drop this off and I'll see you tomorrow at 5.
Just like Sherry said, I just have a paper pre-listing appointment. We've got it digitally available. Well, it's in Flipbook, but I really like getting something in hand. Because if I walk in, this is sitting on the kitchen table. There's 2 keys already sitting there. Yeah, like these people take direction. I know that I need to be brief in my words, like Stacy mentioned earlier. The less I talk, the better. Hey, outside of doing a walkthrough of your house and discussing pricing, I like to jump directly into a 90-day calendar. Great website, call them Calendar 365. I print the next 3 months, and then I just start walking them through the timeline based on their preferred closing date or list date, and just chart it all out for them.
So you physically bring the calendar out and say, okay, here's the visual. Let's walk through this.
You said you want to be on the market July 16th. All right, if that's the case, to run coming soon, we need to have pictures done by this date, restyling appointment done by this date. Are those doable dates for you, or do we need to build some additional time into the schedule for you? And I find that if I show them it's easy to work with me now, then the next natural step then is to sign the listing agreement and then continue this journey. So again, if you're first or second in the door, statistics will show that you're going to get the business. Again, just start working together, start adding value, and it's very simple for them to want to continue down that journey.
Well, and I hope everybody wrote this down. The one who talks the least is winning. Okay, so a lot of times agents want to go in and just throw up everything about themselves, about their company, about what they do, la 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 la, and the person's just standing there like, and you don't even notice that they've totally checked out. So thank you for saying that. The one who talks the least is winning. So you have a question, right, Darren?
Yeah, well, I was jumping ahead to getting it.
Yeah,
started,
let's do it.
So, you mentioned coming soon. I was going to ask, have you had success using coming soon or off-market strategies and or both?
I have 2 strong feelings about both those things. So I tell people as far as off market goes, I discourage it. We don't know who's going to be out there unless we take it to market. Plus, I want the visibility of selling houses. So I think it's a win both for the client and for my brand. I love coming soons. I strongly encourage it. And in an effort, as long as I have 2 weeks or 10 days, I'm going to strongly encourage people to go down coming soon. Basically explain that there's buyers on the sidelines waiting for inventory to hit the market. And if we can kind of whet their appetites, let them know something that's coming. I typically like to go coming soon, no longer than 3 to 5 days. Keep it fresh, keep it top of mind. I want to have photos in there. I want to have floor plans, disclosures. I want buyers lining up the first appointment they can to get in and then follow it up. So I'll list typically Thursday, Friday, have a open house on Saturday or Sunday. because I know that the buyers that are writing offers on the first few days are also coming through the open house. And I want that open house to apply pressure on the buyers to write the best deals possible.
Awesome.
David, oh my gosh, I'm going to tell your strategy if you don't mind. Okay, because it's so great. So I know a lot of us are talking about days on market. There are still pockets that are moving really fast. So if you go coming soon or you see something coming soon, it's still okay to try to offer sight unseen on that house and win it. He did that with one of our listings and it was brilliant because all these other agents were calling, is the active date going to move up? No. And he said, well, I'm just going to go ahead and give you a great offer right now. And the seller said, okay, well, forget going active. Let's do it.
Well, anyone else want to add to that? Sherry? Jay? No, we're good. Okay. How do you create urgency when you take a listing within the first 3 to 7 days? What's your strategy behind that?
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys, we talked about
The
it.
coming soon?
It's the coming soon. It's the, it's kind of like chum in the water when you're fishing, right? Like it's leaking out the information to the market and building demand on that first day, that first appointment. It puts pressure on the buyer pool.
Question. Like how many days is too long to do coming soon? Because
Don't you love when the panel's asking each other questions?
I
Love
like
that.
the thought of 3 to 5 days. I think
3 to 5?
when it gets longer than that, it actually gets stale.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just an efficient use of time, because at that point, I know I have all the photos, I've got the floor plans, the disclosures are there. What I don't want to do is field a bunch of phone calls from agents that are trying to figure out more information about the property. This is all I've got. Like, your clients like it, book the appointment and send something over.
So the days on market are starting to increase. We're seeing that over the last couple months, especially. So what is your strategy, or what is your system that you have in place that if you're not getting showings or you're not getting an offer, what's happening? What's that expectation that you're setting up with that seller? What's the system that you have in place?
For us, we have weekly conversations. Like it's to say I'm going to talk every week, but like every week at this time, and I'm going to send you the information. So like we pull showing time report, we redo the market analysis. Like, it's like, here's listings that have been on the market. We're now competing with. Here's things that have gone out of contract, meaning we help them sell, right? That we're competing with. So that's a conversation every single week. And then going, how do you guys feel about this right now? Because that's an important, like, I don't feel it's not important how they're feeling about it. And I think that help business, like, the reality is their mindset, their emotions is what this is all about. So I have to feed them information. If I want them to behave like smart people, I have to treat them like smart people. Hey, so like, you guys are probably starting to think about price reduction. I want to make sure when you're ready to have that conversation that I'm ready. I just don't want you waiting on me. And it puts the power back in their court to be able to tell me that they're ready for something.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing you say, Jay, is you're actually, because you're having that weekly discussion with them, you're already planting that seed. So it's not a tough discussion with them. They're actually going to probably self-discover and tell you, like, should we have a price
I'll
reduction?
tell you what really happens more than anything is they go, okay, cool. Let's talk about it next week. And later they call and let's go ahead and do a price reduction.
Wow. Yeah, because I think that's what a lot of agents fear when they put a sign in the yard and then they don't communicate anything at all. And now all of a sudden they're getting a phone call saying, hey, I think we should reduce your price. And they're like, well, where have you been the last 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Right?
And then, by the way, it's their idea and not yours.
Yes, exactly.
Raise your hand if you're ever scared to ask for price reduction. So I learned one of the biggest lessons in real estate last year. My dad was selling his Florida house and he had some agent. His biggest one was I had to keep calling her asking for a price reduction. That's so infuriating. And I thought, wait, what? And I actually talked to her and she was afraid of how he would react. And in response, he says, you're the professional. You should already know before I do that it needs to be price reduced.
Yeah. So Jay, you talked about your system in a weekly call at a certain time. So you set that expectation up front. Does anybody else have a system, like a weekly system in place that you're touching your people?
Yeah, we reach out to our sellers on a weekly basis as well. Similar to Jay, pulling market stats, getting them that information. I always like to explain there's stuff outside of our control, within our control. And in that email, I mentioned how many times we've done price adjustments and the last time we did a price adjustment. I also write down how many offers we've received. And if that's a 0, that's a pretty powerful message to the sellers to say, all right, these are 2 things that we can control, 2 levers that we do have control over. And if we're not doing anything there, we're going to continue to wait until the right buyer enters the market. Let's talk about your carry costs. How much is it costing you each month to hold the home? And if we move to that number now, as opposed to 3 months from now, isn't it easier for you to sell the house and move forward than continuing to maintain it and pay for it?
Yeah. Sherry, did you want to add to that?
Our process is very similar to Jay's. They get copies of the virtual tour report each week. We set aside time to discuss where we are in the market, and I have updated market analysis so many times, it's crazy. But it is very important, like he said, to make sure you know what is new on the market so they know what they're competing at, and their home needs to be priced and conditioned and everything else more attractively than the competition, because it only takes one buyer.
Yeah, and all of you have built these incredible referral businesses. So let's talk after the closing. So you've got the listing,
Can I
you've
give
closed.
one more tip?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you give them all of this data. I've turned showing time, like it doesn't directly go to the sellers anymore. Like we're not in that market.
Amen.
I need to be able to filter conversation. So I'm calling Stacy up and going, hey, Stacy, give me how to go. She's what else they're interested in. I'm asking like this is now a conversation. Not asking her who we're competing with, right? And then I'm gathering that information and I'm sending that to the seller.
I love that.
Versus like, here's your automated 4-question thing that every agent answers like very blasé. And the seller feels really good about the feedback. The other thing I'm asking is, hey, look, like, so this isn't the perfect house. I recognize that. Hey, are they in on the house at any price? It's like no matter the price they're out. And
Well,
that's pretty interesting.
And the fact that you're doing that for sellers, what about the seller panel? And what about for buyers? What I see buyers, they just put them on this automatic drip for a 3-bedroom, half bath, that really they're getting bombarded with all this junk that doesn't really fit. It doesn't, if it's 2 of the needs analysis, but it doesn't fit the other 50 criteria. And yet we're just putting on this automatic drip, and then they go under contract. And then, by the way, this automatic drip comes through the next day, just came on the market. They're like, oh, I like that house better. We need to cancel that contract. You guys be the fiduciary. And I love what you're doing here, where you're actually, why don't you look at properties that are on the market and percent on the market coming soon if it's 8 of the criteria or instead of the automatic drip. Thank you for sharing that.
I represent buyers and sellers. Please make sure you're just providing feedback and showing time. Like I have to start listing appointments saying, hey, 25% of agents will give us feedback within the first 48 hours, another 25% within a week, and 50% won't respond. I always, because as a listing agent, if the house isn't selling and we see the same feedback over and over again, that's suddenly a conditional item. That's a great conversation for me to have with my clients to say, hey, this just isn't a one comment. This is showing up repeatedly. And if we can't do anything conditionally about this piece of feedback, proximity to a road, power lines, steep driveway, then we're going to have to adjust with price since it's a condition that's going to continue to remain in the home. So, and you want to be an agent that, all right, other agents want to do business with, build that rapport with other agents wanting to submit an offer.
Great. All right. I have a ton of other questions, and I know you all probably have questions. So I want to open this up last 5 to 7 minutes for all of you to ask questions. Anything that you want to this amazing panel. So take advantage of having them here. Who's got a question? Okay, can we send a mic? Can we take a mic runner?
So hypothetically, you got a seller that this is as low as they're going to go. And we know right now in this market, we're not going to get it. We're not going to get what they want. What would you suggest when you've had the same conversation over and over again about reducing the price below where you're at now, which has already been reduced a couple times, as to how to handle that? Because I've heard a lot of really great strategies. I'm just afraid to say, no, but if we drop to this now, that's going to create a frenzy. You know, we're going to show that we've got a deal. We're going to get multiple offers, which will drive it back to where you do need to be without failing them.
I think you're failing them if you can't sell the house. So I think it's just an honest conversation. I can't do price you're asking me to do it at. Part ways, we lowered it forward, and we have parted ways before. Often than not, when you have that conversation, they realize that you're serious, and we really can't make it happen at that price that we're at.
Anyone else have feedback on that?
Yeah, so I've got two quotes that I lean into often when I'm going into difficult conversations. The first is from Thomas Aquinas. It's like, one is the will to go of another. So I think that's kind of part one of it, is like, all right, if I really want to love you, and like the majority of my business is with people I have relationships with, I have to be willing to step into an uncomfortable position to tell them what they need to do. Second quote, and again, I'm paraphrasing, comes from John Paul II. True freedom isn't doing what we want. It's having the ability to do what we ought. And again, I'm a big believer there that we need to step into these difficult conversations and tell them what needs to be done to ultimately make them successful.
Thank you. All right. More questions? Yes.
I have a question about the coming soon. If you get an offer, I'm specifically talking to you, get an offer during the coming soon phase, do you hold off until it goes active to see if you get additional offers and get multiple offers to benefit the client? Or do you encourage your client to go ahead and accept the offer on the table?
I kind of set expectations with the sellers that there could be a variety of different outcomes. And I ask them ultimately what's most important to them. If everything checks their box, they have specific dates, say, hey, is this something you want to consider? Or do you want to let the rest of the appointments ride and then make a decision then? And I've seen a variety of outcomes. Sometimes you get multiple offers and you get your pick of the litter. Other times you're irritating that buyer that's coming strong, and now they don't want to present the same terms that they originally presented out of the get-go. So it's really actively engaging your client to find out what's important to them. Is what we talked about continue to be most important, or has anything changed now that we actually have something in hand?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good question right here. Oh.
Yeah, I'd like to hear your pitch. Like, if you're going in knowing you have multiple agents, how are you addressing the fact that you have that are going? That might not be the best for themselves. But how are you bringing that up in a subtle way? I'm not bringing up the subtle down. When I said subtle,
I think it's really important to talk about. Right? So I got started in 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those were my first years in real estate. And I was at the brokerage I was at, I was on the relocation listing team. So we were always competing because it was a corporate relocation environment, and they had to interview sometimes 2, but sometimes 3, and sometimes always. And I think the most important, you're going to visit with a lot of different agents, and they're going to have a lot of different things to say. And it's really important that we root the decisions based on data, not how salesy somebody is when they're presenting to you. What I know, unfortunately, is that it's the business, and they really tell you whatever it is you want to hear. So let's just be really careful as we go through the process of interviewing.
To go up against other agents. Call me lazy, call me efficient. I don't care. So I think the easiest way to get a listing, which we didn't touch on today, is ask people who already know, like, and trust you, who wants to sell. That's how you keep your listing appointment short. That's how you go in and you don't have to sell yourself, and you don't have to worry too much about objection handling, probably other than pricing and commission. And so that's what we focus on. Me, who already knows like Francesca, because that's how we can use our time most effectively.
Same question. When someone's like, yeah, I have, that's great, I love you, but I have one more appointment. And, you know, honor that appointment.
How do you know what you think have
know the person coming after you is a closer. So like,
and you know that
Already made up your mind. You like.
Thank you a lot.
Respect that. What do you think they would say that would change your mind right now? What do you think it would have to be?
So,
Tell me what you mean by a better deal.
well, you know, they might perform a job that you can for less.
So that's a different conversation, right? Would you mind if I ask you a question? Are you more interested in what you're paying? Or are you more interested in what you get at the closing table?
Closing table.
Cool. And so we've already established this is our track record. This is what we're going to do. This is the plan to get there. Do you feel comfortable with moving forward?
Well, yes, but my wife and I have decided that
Cool.
we wait for all the appointments, right?
So
that's why
here's
we do that.
here's where I'm coming from. If I was coming at next or after this, and I was walking into an appointment knowing that I probably wasn't going to get it because the sellers have already made up their minds, it would be a waste of my time. And I would love that opportunity to actually go build some business for myself. So if you guys have already made your decision, can we go ahead and move forward? And I'll be happy to call those agents and let them know that you've made a decision and invite them to bring a buyer that we'd love to pay them for a buyer agent commission.
Oh, no.
wow. Yeah, it's fun. All right, one last thing, just one 30-second nugget. If you're a brand new agent, you're going after business, you're wanting to build a big business, what's the one thing that even an existing agent that may be struggling right now that you would tell them to do today in 30 seconds or less to get their business going?
You have to ask for the business. I don't like it. I'm an introvert. I know that that's the only way to be successful in this business. So you have to ask for it. You have to be okay with them not having anybody right now, but I promise 30, 60 days from now, they will send somebody to you.
On the listing side of the business, it's a beauty contest and a dogfight at the same time right now, right? Recognizing that you have to look the best and you have to undercut your competition just a little bit if you want to be successful. My advice to people that are getting in our business right now or that are brand new in our business is exactly what Stacy said. Like if you're going to be a silent agent or a secret agent, your kids are going to be lean, right? Like the reality is that you have to talk to people.
I'll go back to what I did whenever I started. I took one or two neighborhoods. You're only going to probably want to take one, but become that neighborhood expert. You know, pick a neighborhood that has a high turnover rate, study all the back end of it. The neighborhood expert through farming, friends, family, know everything about that neighbor, know who owns it, know what they paid for it, be able to spout out those figures. Period.
Wonderful.
Looking at the up here, it's a great reminder. You need a great haircut if you want to be successful. Listen, all kidding aside, I think love and care for your people. They don't want to do business with you unless you've provided value to them before. Sometimes that window of opportunity is very small, but as like a distance athlete, I'm playing the long game here. I'm going to love on my people when they're at their highest moments, when they're down in the gutter. And if you're there for them just for this journey of life, they're going to continue to reward you with business and making the connections you need to be successful in this business.
Yeah, and I'm going to just shout you out, David, really quick here. We sat down and went over some numbers and goals of his that he really didn't think, like he thought those were like way like, oh, I don't know that I can do that. And today he shared with me that not only does he think he's going to hit that goal, he's going to crush that goal. So way to go. Like I'm super excited. Yeah. So you guys, let's give it up for this amazing panel. Thank you, thank you, thank you, each and every one of you. And Liz, come. Oh, Jake, come on up. Nobody leave yet. Jake, come on up. Nobody leave yet. Hi, Jake.
I'll just hold. So one quick dumb question for everyone, raise the hand. Okay, second question though, how many actively invest in you? So my from a commercial center, and when I first got started in this industry 6 years ago, know what I was doing, I didn't really know what great color was or what your big why meant that I did my big why. And to be able to build long-term wealth for myself and future family. But run your own life, do what you wanted to do, and really live to work rather than work live. And what the Market Center has done, have around us a tremendous amount of talent, knowledge, and information here in the hall. And so to farther push that forward, again, I know all of you have your own big why, and most likely it is also revolves around making the money and building the wealth to be able to do what you want to do with your life and with your family and in your communities. So what we've done with Robin's help, we have Keller Williams Valentine Wealth Building Club. And what we're doing is we're pulling together several different things. The people, we're pulling together the tools and the knowledge and information to help those, no matter what part of the path they're on to financial freedom, to put it together in to push everyone forward. So the Keller Williams Wealth Building Club is starting this upcoming Thursday at 2 o'clock. We're going to have now. She started with zero real estate investments whatsoever, and now has 1,500 doors, invests in multiple different assets and categories. And she's going to be here as our kickoff speaker for this club, kind of demonstrating no matter what you do as your background or what level you're on in investing, how you can make it work for you as well. We have a happy hour just afterward over at the Bowl at Charlotte Mech, OMB. There you go. So please come out and join us. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned investor or if you're just now getting started. The idea is these halls who are investing around you every single day and you have no idea about it. They're here right now. They want to help you. And at the same time, you don't have to have money. You don't have to have people help you find a deal. You don't have to.
Like she's 7.
Right.
And it has all those.
But there's going to be something for everyone. So come out and see us. That's a plug. Today, 2 o'clock. We're going to have monthly meetings. Look for the Facebook page. We'll see you there. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys, go have a blessed day. Thank you.